Welcome back, everyone. If you've seen the news lately, you've probably seen the drama surrounding the GOP House Speaker. It's gotten so intense that even the President of the United States has commented on it, saying that it's embarrassing and not a good look. Now, what you may not know is that this will actually ultimately affect Social Security one way or another. It will lead to changes, and unfortunately, these changes will probably be negative. So we're going to be talking about everything you should know in regards to what's going on right now and Social Security. So with that being said, let's get started and dive right into the news. But before we do, as always, make sure you guys do a couple things for me. Number one, give this video a tremendous thumbs up. Smash that like button. I would appreciate that. It does help that YouTube algorithm. It does support me and the channel, and it's free to do so. And if you haven't already, make sure that you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. That bell will notify you every time we do post a brand new video, and the next cash giveaway will be at 30,000 subscribers. With that being said, let's get started and get right down to it. So evidently, it is becoming unclear who will ultimately wield the House Speaker's gavel and who will also lead the GOP's narrow majority in the chamber. This is after Representative Kevin McCarthy failed to win enough support in 3 consecutive votes on Tuesday. Democrats and even the President of the United States are laughing on the sidelines, watching this chaos unfold, and it is also highlighting the deep divisions within the Republican conference. It's also underscoring whether or not the Republican Party is truly united on issues that are critical to the United States and the American people. This has been one of the main focuses of the media in recent days, and one of the common issues that is dividing the Republican Party is Social Security. Republicans have targeted the social program for years, wanting to cut it and privatize it under the guise of saving it from insolvency. Pundits have been commenting on the turmoil going on right now in the House chamber. One even noted that Republicans may be in ruins, and you have a scenario where lunatic extremists are battling slightly less extreme Republicans. But one thing that you can count on, and one thing that is for certain, is that all Republicans want to cut your Social Security benefits. For example, months before the internal GOP struggle over the top House post burst into the open, you had a group called the RSC, or the Republican Study Committee, and this is comprised at the time of 158 of 212 members of the House GOP caucus, including McCarthy supporters and detractors, and they released a policy agenda that called for gradually raising the Social Security eligibility age to 70 and means testing the program's benefits. The RSC plan, which was unveiled in June, also called on lawmakers to, quote, consider legislative options that allow employers and employees to reduce their payroll tax liability and use those savings to invest in private retirement options. And in subsequent months, including shortly before the November midterm elections, a group of House Republicans even emphasized their plan and intention to pursue deeply unpopular cuts to Social Security and Medicare should they retake control of the chamber. Specifically, GOP members such as Representatives Jason Smith, Republican from Missouri, Jody Arrington, Republican from Texas, Buddy Carter, Republican from Georgia, and Lloyd Smucker, Republican from Pennsylvania, all of whom voted for McCarthy on Tuesday, threatened in October to use a looming fight over the debt ceiling to force long-sought cuts and changes to Social Security. The federal government is also expected to reach the borrowing limit. This is an arbitrary figure set by Congress, and this could happen early this year, which could further raise the specter of a default. And it's clear that Kevin McCarthy is now locked in this struggle to lead his party's slim majority in the chamber. Now, he signaled in October that he would support attempts to enact spending cuts in exchange for any agreement to raise the debt ceiling. The California Republican also joined the far-right flank of his caucus in vocally condemning the recently passed omnibus funding package, which averted a government shutdown last month. And in addition, in a proposed House rules package that was released earlier this week, the GOP, quote, replace Democrats' preferred pay-as-you-go rule, which requires legislation adding to the deficit to be offset with spending cuts or tax increases with a cut-as-you-go rule that only requires offsets if bills increase mandatory spending within a 5-year or 10-year budget window. This means that Republicans can pass tax cuts that would only add to the deficit. Representative Jim McGovern, Democrat from Massachusetts, denounced the potential rule change as an attempt to, quote, more easily cut taxes on billionaire corporations while slashing the social safety net. And also, according to this political writer for Vox, they actually argue that this speakership chaos going on right now that resumed this week could well presage a catastrophic collapse of American governance over the debt ceiling and funding issues this year, or at least a very tense situation until a deal can be worked out. They added, quote, we could be in for a dangerous showdown, one in which Biden may have to explore options for addressing the debt ceiling without congressional support at all. And I'm sure that would pose lots of legal issues and backlash from the GOP. Social Security Works, an advocacy group, also echoed this same concern in a tweet on Twitter this week, saying that the Republican caucus is in chaos with their most extreme members in the driver's seat. The group added, in response, Democrats must stand strong and united to protect Social Security from Republican hostage taking. So folks, the fact is that while all this arguing back and forth and politicking going on right now may not seem like it will affect Social Security or other social safety net programs in the United States of America, it will absolutely have an effect indirectly. If power gets into the wrong hands and a particular Republican becomes Speaker of the House, who knows what legislation they might want to try to pass that will have tremendous implications for Social Security and other programs. And because Republicans do control the chamber, clearly it cannot be a Democratic House Speaker, which would be probably more in favor to Social Security and recipients. And folks, if we're being frank, if we're being honest, we spoke about this in depth for months leading up to the November midterm elections. We spoke about the consequences that the midterm elections will have and how these elections were actually some of the most crucial in our lifetimes. It's what the American people voted for though, so they'll have to deal with the ramifications. What are your thoughts on all this? What do you think is going to happen? Who do you think will become the House Speaker? And how long will this go on for? What do you think is going to happen to Social Security, guys? Let us know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section, because we could be in for a rude awakening this year. We'll keep a close eye on this, keep our eyes peeled, and we'll be sure to have any updates and developments on this for you folks in the coming weeks. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you share it with a friend, get the word out, spread it on social media so that way they know exactly what's going on and that they're in the know. And if you did enjoy it, go ahead and smash the like button. Of course, make sure that you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. I would appreciate that. And if you want to get some free stocks, all on me, all free, use the brokerage links down below in the description of this video. Sign up with the brokerage platforms or Robinhood and or Webull. You'll get some free stocks, some valued to thousands of dollars in some cases. So let us know stocks you get. And if you want to connect with me on social media, I am on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, TikTok. Use the social links down below in the description. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Take care for now.